path. The path.
This is your man that came on the program The Path. Yes, our heritage site. Must it be called heritage site or the site where our people got truncated and got into so much trouble? We fought effortlessly. We did everything we can just to liberate ourselves, to become the free land. Yet, this is how it happened. So the path is here to take you to your path of ascension, your path of liberation, your path of wealth and health. That is what we are here for. So this is Fort Prisonston, located right at the heart of Volta region, right in Keta. Yes, this is where we are. And we will be taking you to Fort Prisonston. We'll take you to the entrance and let you know what has taken place so far and the history behind the whole fort and everything. Behind me is the ocean that transports our people to the very shore that take them away from the hinterland and far away from where they are actually supposed to be. And it is a very painful one. However, time, they say, heals. But it must never repeat itself again. Never again must this happen. So without much to say, I will take you into the dumps and then talk to the tour guide over there for him to brief us with the history and everything and how our ancestors really fight to defend their rights as a human being. Thank you very much. Let's take a stroll. Yo, as I was saying, we are taking a stroll. Behind me is the inscription Kingston, built by the Danish 1784. That is what is right over there. Prison. And prison in Danish means kind of a prison and other stuff. Yeah, that's the meaning of Fort Prison. Let's take a stroll inside then. We are right in the Fort Prisonston, and here I am with a brother who has been here for a very long time, safeguarding the memory and the pain of our ancestors. Brother, please, what's your name?
James Oklu Akoli is my name.
James Oklu Akoli.
Yes.
But why James anyway?
Oh, James Oklu is a family name.
A family name?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They are the paramountcy of Keta.
Of Keta?
Yes.
All right. But James seems to be English.
Yes.
We have painful
You
memory.
know, our forefathers have early contact with the Europeans.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the name came from there.
Them.
Yes. So our place will have to
Yes.
the other James to Oklu
Oklu
become a compound name.
Yeah.
And that gave us our sign name.
Our surname.
Today. Yes.
Be that as it may, we'll continue on that discussion later. However, we are here to actually hear from you the nature of horror and pain muted upon our people today. And from the past memory as we have come to today. But this represents a painful past that we actually didn't anticipate. But the youth out there are waking up that what happened to us? We don't look like a free people. So what really took place? So we want you to take us around and then explain to us the nature of trouble we find ourselves in during slave days.
Okay, first of all, you are welcome to Fort Prisonston.
All right.
So the Danes named the fort Prisonston, meaning the stone of the prince.
Okay.
And
the stone of the prince.
Yes, and they were buying slaves, the Danes from Denmark.
Okay.
They were buying slaves from Togo, Benin, Nigeria, and other parts of Gold Coast, now Ghana.
Okay.
So those slaves were brought into the fort by foot.
By foot. They have to trek.
In chains, barefooted. Yes.
And so that is that time it was the whole place called Benin Empire.
Yes. This was a slave coast.
Okay.
From Osu right down to Nigeria.
Okay.
Had been referred as a slave coast.
Okay.
So
why slave coast?
Because they were getting a lot of slaves passing through this fort to the West Indies.
All right.
The Caribbeans.
Okay.
America. Yeah, at that time. Yeah. So from Accra to Azim, Gold Coast, and then Ivory Coast. So Ivory Coast, Gold Coast, and this Slave Coast.
Exactly.
And this is the last fort to Togo, Benin, Nigeria. Yes. That's why I was telling you they are buying slaves from Anejo, Agbadafo in Togo, Wida, Glapa, Agbome in Benin, formerly Dahomey, and Badagry.
Badagry.
Yes. Okay. So all those slaves were brought in by foot, in chains, barefooted, and they were kept over here for a month or two before being transported to America, West Indies, and the Caribbeans. So each of the dungeons hold up to 100 slaves in those days. But initially, there was no window. Window was not created. No ventilation.
Okay.
The ventilation was created by the British when they were occupying the fort after the Danes left. So inside the dungeon, the slaves defecate, urinate, sleep there, and they were dying through insanity condition. Even the water, they will pour it under the door. They have to use their tongue to lick it. Food were thrown to them. They have to struggle for it. And finally, they use hot iron, red hot iron, which bear the name of the company, to burn marks at the federal part of their body for identification.
All right.
And the trade by then was so persuasive that even the smallest community, they have to go on a war path in order to secure slaves, to get arms, to defend themselves when attacked. An unfortunate one find their way into the slave market that we have over here.
Atoko slave market.
Yes.
Where exactly is it located at?
Anglogan. Yes.
Okay, so that slave, just like we have Salaga slave market, the Atoko slave market was also here at the southern part of the country.
Yeah. Atoko connected to, River Volta. From the north.
Yes.
All the way, and have a map.
Yes. The delta end at bigger down.
Yes, exactly. At Anyanu. So that tributary is around the Atoko area. So when the slaves pass through that end all the way to Sogakopper enclave to Atoko, and they will sell and go. That's why they named the town Meto Ako, which gives the name to the town Ato. Yeah.
Atoko.
Yeah.
Oh, so for those who don't know, Ato means to buy, but this is in Ashanti language. So that means the people who were actually bringing the people were part of our own people as well too. Is that what you want to say?
No, the Ashanti people.
The Ashanti
that
people
were using the river water from the north down here.
So they were hunting for other people to come and
sell over here.
Wow.
And they say
our own people contributing to that. Meto Ako.
Yes.
All right.
That gave the name to that town, Atoko.
All right.
The Atoko is one of the major slave markets at that time.
Okay.
It's just like how Asim Manso, Salaga, Sandema, Bonu Manso. So the slaves were put on display over there, and they were sold to the highest bidders.
All right.
And they also used shea butter, palm oil, to rub the body of the just to make them very attractive
to the slave buyers.
Yes, to the Europeans.
So we actually contributed to causing pain to our own people.
And you know, some of our own people aid. You know, that's why I'll say that. Yes, they aid in supplying slaves to the Europeans at that time. And then
were they compelled, were they forced, or it was willingly?
You know, people were taken against their will.
Okay.
There was a raid, intertribal warfare, kidnapping. That was going on at that time.
Because they also want to protect their
trade. Yes. That's why I was saying that in order to protect themselves against they sell to the European to get arms to defend themselves when attacked.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, brother, without much to say, take us around whilst I ask you more questions about it. Yes.
Okay. They were using this to see how strong feet they are before they buy.
So they had a skill
to weigh. So the way the slaves weigh determines their price in those days.
Wow.
They weigh them to see how heavy, strong they are before they buy.
Wow. Okay.
Summarize the pictures over there for you. And this is how they transported them from the north all the way down here.
Okay.
So they burned marks at the various part of their body for identification. And they were taken down to be arranged this way. This is how they arranged them in the lower deck of the ship.
Okay.
So they beat them, use horse and dog to chase and then kidnap slaves.
Okay.
Weak, sick, or dead ones were thrown overboard.
Okay.
And then they put this around their neck to prevent them from escaping. Put on the marks so that people cannot easily identify them.
Okay.
And then inside the dungeon, they mix the tribes so that they will not communicate to plan to escape from them.
All right. That is a very good strategy.
This, why the female slave bath.
Female.
Yes, the female slave. This is why they bath. So the governor have the chance of selecting them. Pointing at the one here to mine. Sleep with them. That's why you have a lot of mulattoes in Kita.
Okay.
So the water they bath.
That is half rate.
Yes.
Okay.
The water that they bath remains here in case they are thirsty. They drink the same water they bath with. Yes.
That is inhuman.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So over here, this was how the fort was before the sea destroyed.
The whole destroyed.
This is the whole plan of the fort.
Okay.
Before the sea destroyed part of it.
Okay.
When you get to the outside, I'll show you how the sea have destroyed.
Okay.
You know, slave trade was a trade by barter. They were using brandy, whiskey, mirror, gun and gunpowder in exchange for slaves.
Okay.
And later on, they start using cowrie shells.
Okay.
Cowrie.
Which is this very well.
Yes, cowrie has been used as a medium of exchange. So 500 cowrie by female slaves. And 300 for the male. The female were more expensive just because over there they give birth and they were sold to other plantation owners.
Okay.
That makes the female very expensive.
Very expensive.
Yes.
So the female is much expensive than the male.
Yes. And our man, yes, they are much expensive just because over there they produce over there or give birth and they sell to other plantation.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's just like if you right now if you want to rear cow, you will prioritize a female cow than the male cow because you know the female cow can generate more other cows. Okay,
that's
cows.
Okay.
That's good then.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So the smoking pipe they used to smoke the tobacco is still here. and they were using it to exchange for slaves.
So they even use tobacco smoking pipe to exchange for our people.
Yes, exactly.
How cheap were we by then? Wow. Okay.
And then they were using the gun
Uh-huh.
to capture the slave. One of the guns is still here.
Okay. Is it can I
No, it's locked.
it's locked, okay.
Yes, and then the stool taken from our chief.
This is the stool taking
The
so we had
indig-
our own stool.
Yes, the indigenes of the land,
Uh-huh.
they were the people of Agbozuma.
Agbozoma, okay.
You know, when they came here, the European came here.
Yeah.
Our people say the Danes came. Our people say no, they will not allow them to put up the fort.
Okay.
That brought in the war between the people of Keta and then the Danes.
Oh, okay.
That led to our people moving from here, and the chief was killed.
Okay.
Toby Degeni was killed.
Toby the Gedi
Yes,
was killed
by the Danes.
by the Danes.
Yeah.
All because they were having superior
Yes,
weapons
yes.
than us.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they left their ancestors
To
in the palace.
So what is this tool made
it
up
has
of?
been kept over here. It's made of wood.
Wood.
Yes. You know the southern sector we install our chief with stool.
Yes.
So when they take the stool from you, it means they destool you.
Exactly.
So the stool was taken from the palace and kept over here.
So in other sense, our people were living in harmony with nature.
Yes.
They were not really
They have their own peace
Yes.
before the European came.
Okay.
And they say no, they will not allow them.
So we were practicing our own system of governance
Yes.
and all that.
Our own system of central government at that time.
Okay.
With the elders become the ministers and all this around the chief. Yes. So what we are seeing over here, this is the drum used to waken the slaves at that time.
At that time.
These are artistic impression about how the slaves were captured, brought here, and then transferred.
And this art, who made it?
It was made by our own people at that time.
Okay.
So we reframe it and then
Presented it.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
This was the safe the governor used to keep his document, jewelry, and other items.
Wow.
This is the old safe the governor used.
Wow.
And this is a seat the governor used at that time.
So which chamber is this?
This is the security room.
This is security room.
Yes. Yeah. So we brought all these things from the top to down.
Okay.
This is what they used to grind the corn. They mill the corn over here. It will come powder.
Okay.
That they used to prepare them the akbala
Okay.
or the banku at that time.
Okay.
And they will be in chains and shackles.
Whilst they're still grinding.
And they do selected ones to do the cooking.
Okay.
If the shipment is ready, all of them were packed into the ship and transported together.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's the cooking pan that you can see over here.
The cooking
It's
pan.
about 300 years. And
300
then
years
yes.
old.
And then the oven where they prepare the food.
This
that
is
they
it.
cook for them. So this is the kitchen
Okay.
we are seeing today.
So this is the culinary kitchen where the culinary stuff takes place.
Yes.
Including these chambers.
Yeah.
And all these chambers. So were this food also being ate by the this is where the hardened ancestors.
Yes. This is where the hardened slaves,
Yes.
the strong ones, were kept.
Okay.
So they secure the slaves by two.
Okay.
They will chain one right leg to another left leg.
Okay.
And they use their fingers to scratch both the wall and the floor. They wanted to dig into the building and escape from them.
All right.
Those are the chains that were used to chain them, secure them,
Okay.
and that's the key that they used to unlock the
This very
shackles. Yes, that's the key they used to unlock the shackles.
Okay.
And they were using the stretcher over here to carry the dead ones.
Okay. This stretcher.
Yes, were used to carry the dead ones on.
And where they carry them, where did they take them to?
Oh no, they throw them to the sea.
For
They buried them around the
the
fort.
sharks to.
That's where the archaeologists were digging around. They found a lot of remains.
Wow.
Yes, and these are the hats used by the slave masters.
Okay.
And then
No, they are not masters. They are slave invaders.
yes. And then they were taken to America. The slaves were taken to America, Central America, West Indies, and South America to work for them in tobacco, coffee, cotton, sugar, mining, rice plantations. So between 1650 and 1860, approximately 10 to 15 million enslaved people were transported from Western Africa to America.
Okay.
Most were shipped to West Indies,
Okay.
Central America, and South America.
South America. which is the Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil.
All right.
These are the material they use. They use oyster shells.
Uh-huh.
The yellow ones were brought from Denmark. They use as a ballast.
Okay.
Like when they take slaves and they are coming, they bring more stones that they can use to fortify the walls of the fort. Yes.
Okay.
And this is one of the dungeons
Okay.
where the strong slaves were kept.
Another strong slave.
Yes, the hardened ones were kept over here.
Okay.
And that's the only ventilation. They have iron gate at the
This is
entrance.
ventilation.
Yes, they have an iron gate at the entrance.
Yes.
So the only time for them to see sunlight is when the shipment is ready.
Wow.
Yes.
So they were lacking a lot of vitamins at that time.
Yeah, exactly. So they were dying to malnutrition, brutality, and diseases.
Wow.
While in the dungeons over here.
And they had no human feeling
Yes.
to what the people were going through.
Yes.
So in the mind, they are not human beings. All right.
Emotional.
Yeah.
So this is a gate of no return.
No, we will return.
Yes.
We did return actually.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And then in the past year, it means you lost contact with family, friends,
Clans, culture,
name, culture, religion,
tradition,
and other identity.
your food.
If you are Kojo, you become Johnson. If you are Kwesi, you become Banama. So it's a gate of no return.
Wow.
Yeah.
Toby Akoli, that should be the name, rather, not Mr.
Mm.
So, as at that time, we know that the Ewes were very much endowed with supernatural strength,
Yes.
which is voodoo. Voodoo simply means to liberate the community. So these are people who were warlords. So how come they fall short to the white people with all the spiritual powers they were having, the voodoo?
You know, in those days, they realized that when they kept 100 in their dungeons,
Yeah.
the following day, they only see 20.
Okay.
So they put mercury in between the walls.
Mercury.
Yes. And those that attempted, you know, mercury is resistant to spiritual power.
Exactly.
So they put mercury, and those that attempted got stuck in between.
Into the wall.
Yes.
Wow.
That's why when the sea was destroying the wall, you can see human remain. It
Okay.
means our own people also make attempts and escape from them.
Okay.
And at that time too, our people also attacked the fort
Okay.
just to rescue their people that were kept over here.
Okay.
Yes.
But why
brought
couldn't
in
they
the-
overcome?
Because they were using gun. And as you can see,
By the time you recite all the incantation,
yes, a lot of them have powers. They escaped before,
okay.
but they realize that they are losing. They put mercury in between the walls to
Okay.
prevent our forefathers from getting away from them.
So not that our spiritual powers were not enough. However, they actually
No, they are not enough. They are enough, but they find antidote to
our spiritual powers.
Yes.
By virtue of our own people selling out that this is an antidote.
Exactly.
So our own
That's
people sold out.
That's what happened at that
So
time.
is this all the fault, or it
No,
has
3/4 of the fort is taken by the sea.
3/4 of fort?
Yeah, the
so
fort.
this is just like a quarter
Of
of
the
it.
fort we are seeing today.
Okay.
Yes.
But I want to ask you a quick question.
So the sea destroyed 3/4 of the fort.
3/4 of it.
Yes.
But there's this misconception going on that I wanted you to explain to me. When you are coming from the Cape of Good Hope,
Yeah.
from South Africa, you will come to Aneho,
Yes.
which is the Cape of Snakes,
Yeah.
and then to this place. How come they didn't stop at this place and they went straight to Almina?
You know that story, I don't buy those stories from them.
Okay.
You know, we are closer to Togo. Benin. From here to Togo, it's about 20-minute drive
Exactly.
or 15-minute drive.
Exactly.
Yes. To Benin too, it's about another
1 hour.
1 hour drive. Yes, to Benin, to Nigeria.
Nigeria.
So this become the transit point for those 3 countries.
Exactly.
Togo, Benin, Nigeria. So they are still pass through the fort, before going to the Caribbean Straits.
Exactly.
They don't pass Elmina. Elmina is far from here.
Exactly. So
They have a fort
even
over
back here long ago before Elmina.
Yes.
Because I learned there was a war and we fought them before they moved to Elmina.
Yes.
But it is recorded in our books that Elmina was the first place they stopped.
Elmina Castle is the oldest and then the biggest
castle built.
Yes.
However, they stopped here.
Yes. But we have our own the Danes, the Dutch established themselves as they established the Portuguese established in Elmina.
Okay.
So the Dutch established stay here, established themselves here.
Okay.
Before the Danes and then the British.
Okay. Okay.
So they were doing their own business over here long time
before even Elmina came into life.
Yes.
So here you have it.
Yeah.
That long ago, the people, Elmina was not the first place they stopped. Because when you are coming from Cape of Good Hope, you realize you will meet a lot of mountains. There's no way they can stand. The only place they will stop first is Aneho. And when you do the research, you will realize that Aneho, they took a lot of people from Aneho because they said this is the place the people we are looking for. And they took them to Brazil. So when you go to Brazil, they have people called Pipo. P-I-P-O. People. The people came from Aneho. So this should actually put that to rest. Currently, they are trying to change a lot of history, trying to make this a heritage site, but I don't see it to be a heritage site.
It's a heritage site, yes.
This is a very painful
heritage site.
UNESCO heritage site, but it's a very painful one that is really causing an effect. So whatever you as a Ghanaian or an African is doing, make sure you do it right so that we don't fall ourselves or find ourselves in that same situation again. This is a word to a wise. They say it's always not enough. So like we said, Mr. Colin, what is your final word to the people? And then we'll sign out.
Slavery and its lingering consequences must be kept in our minds so that we are guided away from such a devastating incident in our history.
Exactly. Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, sir.
We are really, really grateful for having us.
Welcome.
Yes, so wherever you find yourself, please remember, this is your man, the king, and this is your path. The path to ascension, the path to liberation, the path to health and wellness. And we are out like that.
The path.